August 8th. And they moved on. Moving as a teen to Colorado, I felt I would never leave, but God had other plans for me. Living in Indiana, where most of my family was, I thought that would be my permanent residence. But again, it's not where I was intended to plant my roots. North Carolina was my first exposure to Southern culture, but was too brief. South Carolina was where I was sure I was staying until God gave His input. It was Tennessee where my roots were finally allowed to sink deeply into the rock-strewn soil, exactly where God's Spirit guided me. I had become quite the seasoned mover and had the logistics of moving well in hand. Over my lifetime, I have moved to new locations 18 times, living the longest in one location for 32 years. I am happy to say that I have become quite rusty at moving. But my 18 moves spanning several decades doesn't hold a candle to the moves required of the Hebrew children. 40 times in 40 years, the cloud of the Lord's presence moved the newly freed slaves from place to place before leading them to their promised land. When the cloud descended, they stayed. When the cloud lifted, it was time to follow God as He led them where He wanted them to camp next. There was no plan, save God's plan for them. They were completely dependent on Him for provision, protection, and guidance. Nor did they take a day for granted. They were aware of God's presence and watchful for His movement, constantly dependent upon Him for a place to rest their heads. And God never failed them. He supplied manna, quail, and water in the desert, and their shoes and clothing did not wear out. I would do well to learn from their experience, to not take today for granted, to be watchful for the Holy Spirit's presence and leading, and to listen to Him. I should have their confidence that God is real, powerful, and attentive to them. God did not fail the Hebrew children, and for those who are His children by faith in His Son, He provides as well. We should not live as the world lives, fearful and anxious about our needs. We have a very real God, a Father who loves and cares for us. Until we plant our feet on the soil of heaven, child of God, following the cloud of God's Spirit, we move on. Exodus 13:22. Neither the pillar of cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. Deuteronomy 30:19b through 20. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live, and that you may love the Lord your God. Listen to His voice, and hold fast to Him, for the Lord is your life, and He will give you many years in the land He swore to give to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.